I believe you're able to see my screen. Okay, so today what we will see is that we'll start from, so we have still this one, the performance appraisal, so that is smaller topic. So what we will do is that we will start with fast formula, and then probably if time permits, we'll see the appraisal. If not, probably we'll see the appraisal part tomorrow. Okay. So probably I'll be sharing this document. I thought of sharing it, but I couldn't find exactly where I placed it. Let me check that, and I'll share the fast formula, this thing, a brief introduction kind of and reference document. So I'll be sharing it after this session. Okay. So now we'll start with the fast formula. So what exactly is fast formula, and why do we use fast formula? So we will see that, and also we will see one use case wherein we will define for the basic pay. Okay, and we'll see how it is getting populated. Okay. So now, so fast formula is a tool which is used for multiple purposes. So which means if I want to probably calculate my leaves and the other carry forward things, like the other day we were seeing that balance is not present in this particular page called absence management. So the reason being is that we did not have the fast formula defined for the carry forward thing, which we had it, but those periods were closed. Okay. I mean, closed in the sense we don't have the periods for 2020 or 21. So we had it only till 2006, I believe. Okay. So that is the reason it was not giving any balances. Okay. So this is one case where I can use the fast formula. And also there are multiple ways, or there are different ways that we can write a fast formula. So this involves basically a bit of an technical knowledge also. Okay, so it will be helpful. So we will see two things here. So firstly, the navigation is that total compensation. So under that we have basic. Okay, and under that I have fast formula. Okay. So now, yeah, so the sequence is that I'll say the sequence. So as I said, this we can create it for multiple purpose. For my leave management, I can use this. For my payroll, I can use this. For my calculation, I can use this. For my taxation and the other details, whatever the requirement it is, I can use this fast formula. So now, how system will understand that this is the amount that system should peak and all those things. So this is based on the fast formula again. Okay. So we will see that. So for our use case, I'll have it calculated for 8 rupees. So we'll see whether it is working correctly. Okay. And yeah, so before that, we have two things here to be noticed. So one is that global value. So global value is nothing but the parameter that we will define on top. So after defining the global variable, so then we will decide our, then we will set up our functions. So here, what exactly is global variable and what is that function is that basically global variable is kind of an default parameter wherein this determines that how this particular fast formula can work. So there should be an what do you call the linkage between each and everything, right? So for that reason, what we are defining is that we are defining the values or the variables we can call. Okay. So after defining these variables, so we will attach or we will mention this particular component in our fast formula. So we will see each one of it. So I'll show that. But before that, I'm just giving a brief introduction about each and everything. Okay. Yeah, so now that we know that there are multiple purpose for which we can use the fast formula. So now the sequence of the fast formula setup is that initially we will create the global values. If required, I'll create the function also, because most of the cases I will have the function created. If at all I have the other fast formula created, I would have been created those things already. So now considering that I have function already in place, so what I will do, I'll check if I need the global variable. That is nothing but the global values. Okay. If I need it, probably I'll define it. If I don't need it, probably what I will do, I'll say write formula. So after I complete writing the formula, the next step what I will do is that I'll check the formula results. Okay. So against what I'm writing this particular formula is that against element. So elements is the first step, but since we have already created it, so we will not be again going through those part because that is just an entry which we saw already. Okay, so I'll show the existing element and for which we will write the formula and we will see the formula result. Okay. So once this formula result is done, what we will do, we will link it with our payroll. Okay. So we are not going to give multiple parameters. So here we are going to give only one parameter, that is our payroll. So this is going to link with our entity. I mean our person, whoever we are mentioning it here, there. So it is going to be getting attached to it. Okay. So after this, what I will do, I will add this particular element that I created with my employee and probably I'll try to run a quick pay and I'll check the result. So this result when I'm checking it, so it should contain some value inside it based on the calculation or the rule or the logic that I have written in my first formula. Okay. So these are the activities that we'll be performing. Okay. So before that, so if I want to break down these fast formula into multiple pieces, so how I will define is that so we can break down into four parts basically. So my first part will contain my global variables, which we'll call as an alias. So alias will have some input parameter, okay, and then I'll have my functions. So my function will have a set of parameter, the default parameter, okay, and then comes the condition part. So I'll give the condition. If this condition is matching, probably give me the result. If this is not matching, so what system should do? So I'll write probably in this case, what we will do is that we'll try to write a nested condition, not a complex nested condition. Instead, we will write a simple nested condition. So now what is nested condition is that nested condition is just an way of writing the condition wherein I'll have the if condition inside the if condition. So let's say I have if this particular employee is A, then select this. This is normal condition. What I will say here is that I will write if condition. Inside it, I'll open another bracket and I'll write again the if condition. So this we call it as nested if condition. Okay. So that we will see. So anyway, we are going to use the nested condition only. So once I have defined my condition, so the final one, which we said four parts, we have seen the three parts. So now the final part is that returning the output. So what exactly I want to see or what exactly I'm trying to achieve. Okay. So this is what we are giving it in return. So in our use case, what we will return is that our basic pay value. Here, the return value is nothing but the input value that we will give it when we are having our element creation. So that is the one that we are going to attach it here, and this is the one that will be attached with employee also when we are running the payroll process. So we will not be running the batch one because we want to understand for the individual employee. So I'll pick one employee and probably will try to run the quick pay for that particular employee. Okay. So this is what we have planned to do for today to see the fast formula. So let me first open this one, the element creation. So instead of going with the old one, what I'll do is that I'll create a new element. So yeah, date is 1st January. So let me say this is an HR element. Because we have already the basic pay, I think. If not, probably we will create it once again. We can create it anyway. Okay. So this I'm trying to calculate or derive the HRA. So how I will derive my HRA on the basis of my basic pay. Okay. So which should be 0.25%. Okay, so firstly, let me create the HRA. So this is an earning for me. Okay, so let me put this as recurring. Okay, so the element creation is done. So next step, what I will do is that I'll create this fast formula. So we saw the navigation. Okay, so this is the screen where we will say define our fast formula. So it is suggested to use the element name so that we can identify easily. So it's just for the traceability purpose. We will use the same naming convention. So I used the same thing. So this is the name that I gave there when I'm creating the element. Okay. Yeah. So now, uh, so here if you see, we have a lot of parameters that I can select. So based on the requirement, I'll select the respective type. Okay. So let's say I'm writing this for a selection of any particular employees. Let's say I don't want to give this payroll run or run this particular payroll run for all the employees. So instead, I want to pick only for probably let's say removing 10 employees, which means out of 500, I want only 490. So I can use assignment set and appropriately I will use the fast formula to define that as well. So similarly, I have other this thing also tax related. I mean the compliance part, and I have the insurance cover and all those things are there. Okay. So even tax will be handled here. So we'll take one case and we will see the taxation part also, how this is being handled. So for our initial HRA component, what I will do is that I'll say this is an Oracle payroll. Okay. And I'll say edit. So now, so this is the screen where I will exactly define, because the earlier stage, if you see, so that is nothing but just an naming convention that I have given. And along with my naming convention, what I have done is that I have given the category. So category is nothing but how I exactly want to see those, I mean, how exactly I want to see the this particular fast formula to be categorized. Okay. So to start with, let me first define my alias. Okay. So let me use the same name here as well. Okay. Okay, so here I'm defining. So alias is nothing but if both pay value is there, so how system should consider this. So I say alias both pay value is nothing but my basic. Why I'm giving here basic? Why not the HRA? Because I don't want to give directly the HRA value, because no company will calculate HRA directly, because they calculate always HRA on top of basis. If basis is 100, so probably I'll say 25 of it. So that is the reason I'm saying basic, not the HRA directly. Okay. So now I have set system that allows both pay value is basic. Okay. And also let me give the start and end also. Okay. So for start and end, let me take the existing one which we have the serial one, because start and this one I don't need to create again and again new things, because that is going to just multiply or increase the complexity. So what I'm doing is that I'm just picking the existing one. Okay, that is pay pro period started. Okay, so I say I define again here. So similarly, I'll define it for the end date also. So let me define my hire date also as a parameter. So what I'll do is that I'll let me pick this one also, that is employee hire date. So these are the standard one that we have already in place. So I'm using the same variable. Okay. So let me say this as an hire. Okay. So similarly, let me give it for terms also. Okay. So now what I will do is that I will probably say in a conversion here, we say this. So this is just for an identification wherein we can identify if this is an variable declaration, and next would come the functions or the default rules. Okay. So similar to the above step, so this is also again a simple one. So wherein I will say this is an because since I have defined here what is basic, that is both pay value is my basic. So here I can directly write default for basic because system will read from top and it will understand that whatever I'm entering there is my basic. Okay. So let me give this for default is 0. Not giving value because default I don't want to give my basic as default. So very rarely you will have those kind of requirement. I mean, those are very odd requirements. So I'm not going for any values at this point of time. So now since this is an date parameter, so I will have to define this particular character, and also I will have to give if it is an I mean I should give it in quotes. Okay. So this I'm giving it in probably first January because that is the one that we gave for our payroll processing. Okay. So I'll just give the same thing. Instead of 12, let me say just okay. So I'm just defining the character. So this is the date character which I'm defining it here. So let's say I'm defining an employee name. So here instead of date, what I will say. So I will say default for employee ID or employee name, and I will specify in double quotes the employee name. And here I will say CHA character. I'll not say this as a date or numeric. So if it is an assignment ID which I'm trying to declare here, so in this case I will give the assignment number and I will say numeric. Okay. So that is how basically we will define our these things, the declaration. I mean the defaultations. Okay. So yeah, so let me define for the other things as well because in top whatever we have given, so we should give here as well. So that is how system will understand all those components. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this is how system will understand. So similarly, I'll give for this one also. So the next one that I gave is term. So term is also same thing. Okay. So now we have defined this also. So the next part is that to give the condition. Okay, so here the condition what I will define here is that so before giving the condition, I'll set the value for my basic pay because I'm not calculating directly. So if you see here, so I'm giving basic pay. So here the post pay value is nothing but our basic. So we have also declared it. So this is an basic pay. Okay, so I wanted to calculate my HRA on the basis of the basics. So here I'll define the value. So value I'll say equal to basic and I will say into 0.2%. So when I say into 0.25, which means this is 25% of my basic. Okay. So now I have given this called the value. So now I will give the condition at what case system should understand or system should validate and say that yes, this is the HRA that system should pick. So now here I'll define the condition stating let me say hire date. Okay. So it's greater than start date. So let me say this is the end. So I will say then condition. Okay. So which means I'm telling if this is matching, okay, then what system should do is what I'm mentioning here. I'll just enter this in next. So as I said, if you see here, so this is one condition. So now I'm opening up a bracket and I'm defining another condition. Okay. So this is my condition inside this if condition. Okay. So I will say probably days equal to let me give days between function. Okay, so I'm giving dates is from end date. So the end date is what I'm picking to validate the condition. Okay, so I'm saying just +1. Okay, and also let me say the value. Okay, so here I'm specifying this for individual day, so that is the reason I'm giving this calculation. Okay, so that system will derive the values. So based on the days and the other things. So it should be days into basic pay 30 into 0.25. So this should give our HRA value when we are running the payroll run. Okay. Okay. So now, if I'm mentioning again another if condition, so this is what we are calling it as nested if condition, which means I'm writing a condition inside my condition. Okay. So the earlier one which we wrote is for our this thing. What is this? The higher date. So now I'm writing it for the terms. Okay. Okay, so the same thing I'm following for this one as well. So that is the same thing that I'll be using here. So I'll just copy paste. The only thing is that I'll be changing this one. Instead of saying higher, I will say this is for terms. Okay. So yeah, so we are done with this. So we have given our condition. So let me close this, and I will declare my this thing output. Okay. So return. Let me say this is an okay. Let me say just value. Now let me validate if this is okay. There is some issue with this. Okay, I think this is not defined. Okay, give me a minute. Let me copy this first. Uh, I think the thing is that I did not define the global parameter, so that's why it's saying some issue. Let me query if that is saved. Yeah, this is appearing.
Sir.
Yeah,
Sir, is default spelling correct, sir?
default. Give me a minute.
Uh,
Let me check. Let me check. 1 minute.
okay.
Let me add the variables because variable is not there, so it is giving some issue. What did I give? I gave Bosch pay value. Okay. Okay, so this is the global variable which we defined there for our basic. So probably if I want to give the description, I can give. So that is optional. So I'll just give here. So this is this what we are trying to achieve here is that we are defining the value, and we are saying this value will be an numeric thing that will be trying to achieve here. So if this is an date or any other different character, let's say we are writing this for probably the employee name. So usually we will not consider employee name. We will take the assignment ID or the employee ID. But if at all there is a rare case we want to capture the employee name, so we will change this type. So from number to this one text. Okay. So ours is number. So I'll say this, and the value is nothing but the limit that I can use. So here I'm saying it is an 8. So more than 8 I'll not be using. Okay. So let me save this, and let me open this. So let me query back the one that we created. Okay, this one you're saying. Okay, fine. Yeah, so now that we have added this one,
Sir,
we
second
have,
row also, sir.
sorry,
The second row. First one is default for basics 0. That's okay, sir. The second one default it is.
okay, okay, fine, I think. Yeah, let me verify this. 25th question.
Sir,
Mm. Yeah,
the
tell me.
final written value only, no, sir, final one.
Get in value.
Written value. It is
Ah,
spelling. T is missing, sir.
where T is missing?
RET.
Okay. Sorry. That's right. Yeah, that was the issue. Yeah, fine. Okay, fine. Yeah, so our formula is ready. So next step, what we will do is that since we have already created our element creation thing is done, so we will check it with our formula. So we should not have formula attached with our element. So we'll check if it is attached. Uh, Usually it will not be there. So we will have to attach it by ourselves. Uh, yeah, this is the one that we created. Yeah, so now we don't have any fast formula attached to it. So what we will do is that we will attach a standard one that we have. Okay. So again here, if you see, I have multiple options that I can select. So since this we are defining it only for this one, the HRA element. So we don't have any such type called HRA. So we have it for different purposes. So I will say standard, and I will attach the fast formula that we created. Okay, so whatever the input that we have given it there in our element creation, so I have attached the same thing. So p value and in monetary units. Okay, so now we have attached with our element. I mean, the first formula has been attached with our element. So now we will link it with our payroll. Yeah, it is here. I think probably it has linked already. Let me check this. Yeah, this is
Ah,
linked already.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the element we created is past HRA only, no, sir.
Okay. Yeah, correct. Uh, One minute. And I think here also we attached the wrong one, I think. Okay, this shouldn't be the case then. Yeah. Okay, so I have added, I mean, I have linked here as well. So let me add this component to an employee. Uh, Let me add this for Rick. Okay, since we wanted to check only the value generated for this particular component, so what I'll do is that I will attach only two things. So one is the basic pay, and other one is that HRA. So for HRA, I'm not giving value. So probably here I'll say this as an say 20,000. Okay, so I'm just saving this and let me run quickly.
Sir.
Yeah,
Sir, another element you included is MK basic pay. It is whether we created that.
no, we did not create it, so we have it already. So the other class probably we might have created. So that is not an issue because that is what you call only this thing, the component. So based on that particular basic pay, we should have the values generated for our HRA component. So that is what we are trying to see. I will see the element selection first. Yeah, that is correct. Basic pay is MK. Okay. So that shouldn't be a problem because this we have added because we have the medical leave and the other component also. But we are adding this particular component only to understand value that is being generated here in HRA. Okay. So let me check the run result. Okay. It is generated with 2. It should be 2.5 or something, but it's appearing to be 2.
Sir, the value must be 5,000, no, sir.
How 5,000?
So for 25 percentage,
Mm.
20,000 for 24 for 20,000, 25 percentage is 5,000, no, sir.
No, not on that element. Then we will have to specifically mention here if this is the element, then pick the value from there. But we did not specify those conditions. What we
Mm.
have mentioned is that on the basic pay, whatever is stipulated for this particular person.
Mm.
Okay. And on that, we are again saying divide by 30. So it's dividing and it's saying, but it should be 2.5, but somehow it is rounding off the value and it is saying 2.
Yes.
0.5 should be there, but it is rounding off basically. I don't know.
So, okay, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the issue. Well, let me check why this is rounding off. Okay. But that is the functionality. Basically, it will, I mean, functionality in the sense it will not round off. It will generate the values based on the formula that we have given. So similarly, formula column that we can use it for multiple purposes. Yeah, okay. So this can be used for PTO also, because the PTO which we created, I'll just take the one that we created on the other day for the leave. Okay. Uh, Let me check this one. I forgot the exact name of the element, so let me check from here. Yeah, it is simple multiplier. Yeah, it is there, but somehow it is not appearing there. Let me copy. Probably some case it will be an issue with the case sensitive. Probably it is case sensitive, so it's not appearing. Okay. So yeah, here in this case, if you see, so these are only for the information purpose. Okay, so they just gave some description about this particular fast formula that they have used. Okay, and this we have used for the purpose of the leaves. So for leave, always it is accrual. So accrual plan and the other things. So we will give as a PTO accrual. So that is the same thing that we have here as well. Okay. So if you see the formats, whatever we have given, so that is similar to that. So only the condition, few things that will change here and there. Okay. So the condition is that these things we know, the accrual plan and the start date and the paid date things we know. So only thing that we have given here is that the multiplier balance. That is from June. So this is the one that we created. So for this, again, we are defining this as 0. So we are just giving an default variable. Okay. And then we are giving the functions. So allies, we are creating only one thing, that is work schedule. Okay. And apart from that, we are just defining the functions, whatever we have seen. But only the parameters will be different here. So that is hourly and the salary basis and other things. We will give multiple parameters. As per the requirement, we can add any number of parameters. We don't have any such limitations here. Okay. Yeah, if I want to add probably another condition wherein let's say default for let's say ASG. ASG is nothing but assignment. So assignment termination status, I will say not entered. which means this is not a terminated employee or not active employee. Instead, this is an active employee for whom I'm running the payroll cycle. So similarly, we can add any number of parameter inside this. Okay. And then this is where exactly we are starting our calculation. So that is leave and the other things. So we are calculating here. So as I said, so this is again nested one. So where inside this particular bracket we are giving the multiple values inside it. Okay. So which means here the understanding is that if I want to see the accrued PTO, so how I will identify? So accrued PTO is nothing but accrued leave, which we are referring. So if I want to understand my leave, so these are the parameters that I will pick, and based on these values, basically I'll define my accrual, that is total for a year. Okay. So this is again kind of an information where this is only a description. This doesn't mean anything in this formula. So similarly, we will have this thing. So these are only kind of an heading. So that is the reason if you see here. So they did not end this particular thing there. So they, if you remember, if you see our formula, so I have ended here, but here it is not ended. So it is continuing, but in between I'm writing this heading. So this is only for the reference purpose, but it will not act anything on this first formula. Okay. So this is our start of calculation. Okay. So similarly, I'm writing for the hourly basis and the other thing. So we can write multiple parameters, and on the end we will have the returns. So in our case, it is just the value that we have entered there, and we are taking the returns from there. But here it is on the total accrual and the leave part. So I'm just saying that this is total accrued PTO. So how we defined our global value or the global variable. So similarly, we will have to define these variables also. So these are already defined. So the formula also created. Okay. But fast formula, if you see, so these are basics. So based on this, you will have multiple scenarios. Probably you can check each one of the scenarios. Okay. Yeah. Any doubt? Okay, fine. I'll move on. So next thing what we have is that batch element entry. So now what exactly is batch element entry is that now let's say I have probably 20 to 30 elements that has been created. Okay. So now if I want to validate whether I have some issues with my elements that I have added, because till now what we have done is that we just created this element and we just attached there with our employee. So it is getting a process. So it could be either the assignment set or it could be a manual addition wherein I attached it there. But no, but I don't know what is the issue that I have with my element that I created. Okay. So in order to identify those things, so what I have is that I have an option called batch element entry. So now what this batch element entry will do is that it is going to validate, and after validation, it is going to send this element entries to my employee. So how this will determine that how I want to send the data? So we have here few parameters that we can give. So based on these criteria, basically system is going to attach these elements to our employee. Okay. So let me say this is an Bosch BE. Okay. And let me not populate this thing. So these are only this thing. So let me go to the assignment line. So if I have multiple assignment, okay, let me save this. Okay. So probably if I have multiple assignments to be made, so I'll go the other one. This is the option that we will check if I want to assign multiple this thing. So this is for the case where I want to run for individual. I mean, I'm doing this for individual employee, but the elements that I have is multiple. So for which I will need the element sets to be created. So what exactly is element set is that it is nothing but combination of multiple elements. So let's say I have basic, I have HRA, I have PF and other components as well, the taxation part as well. So now I will combine all those things and I will, so after this probably we'll see, I mean, I should have shown before this, I forgot it. We'll come to this. So in nutshell, this is nothing but it is a combination of multiple elements. We call it as element set. Okay. So this is one way that I can give this the validation process wherein for individual employee I can run this. So when I will do this is that let's say I'm adding this bonus or let's say there is a festival bonus. So now, if I want to attach this, or let's say there is an competition, and I'm just giving a cash reward for that. So now this is only for a specific employee. So let's say 3 employees that I wanted to give. So instead of creating the assignment set there, so what I will do is that I will attach those element sets, and I will attach it here. After creating the element set, I will attach it here, and I will validate and I will run the transfer process. Okay, so that is the thing. So let's not get into this. So I'll get into, because that we will come back again. So after we create the element set, we'll come back to there again. Okay. So now, what I will do is that I will attach. Okay, I did not attach the element set. So let me attach one single element. Okay. So now I can enter the pay value and all those details, or simply I can process this. So I'm not doing anything. So let me just say process. So this is going to trigger an concurrent program. So which we will see from view request. If let me copy this so that I can query back again. So let me check if this concurrent program is went on success. Yeah, this is done. Okay. So now what I will do, I will say, let me say validate. So there are two processes. So one is that validate, which will tell us whether this particular element or the element set that we attached has any exception, or it is good to process the payroll process. If it is good to process the payroll, we will say transfer. So transfer, what it will do, it is going to transfer, or it is going to assign this particular elements that whatever we are listing here to the employees. So whichever the employee or the number of assignments that we are attaching it there. Okay. Yeah, this is also done. So let me take the summary. Yeah, so that it's valid. So there is no issue with this particular element that we created, that is Bosch HRA. Okay, so if we see the status as error, which means I can click here. So this is going to give me the list of errors. Since we don't have anything, so we will not see any message or anything that is displayed here. So, but if that is an exception, probably we'll get those details, and we will correct those errors, and probably we can rerun this batch. Okay. Sorry, I wanted to process that. Okay. So we have done validate. So what I'll do, I'll transfer this. Oh, this is done. Yeah. So now we can see the batch status as transfer. Earlier it was, I mean, when we started, it was in unprocessed status. Once we have validated it, so it said that valid, and now that we have transferred it, so it says that it is transferred. Okay. So if at all there is an issue with this, so probably we will have these things relevant status will be updated. Okay. Okay, so that's about the batch element entry. So we'll have the elements there. So that's a functionality about the batch element entry. Okay. So
Sir,
yeah, yes, mother.
sir, the purpose of batch element entry.
That's what purpose is that to validate whether the elements that we have created is valid or do we have any issues. Because element is not just a creation of element. We have fast formula and all those components involved in it. So if at all there is any issue inside this particular element, so system will say that this is an invalid and it will give us the error. So we will have to correct those things. Either it could be from the balance or it could be from fast formula. So we will correct it and again we will validate and transfer those elements. I mean, transferring is nothing but assigning these elements to our employees.
Okay,
So
sir. Then
purpose is
means
that. Mhm.
after creating every element, we have to do batch element entry.
Batch element entry usually we will do as a part of payroll process to identify whether we have any invalid elements that is being assigned to employee. This is
Sir,
monthly
means
process.
before running payroll, you must do it.
Yes, correct.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So the next thing what we will see is that uh, I have planned for this one performance appraisal. So you want to see now or will continue tomorrow?
We will see tomorrow, sir.
Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, fine. Well, probably I'll try to have a longer session tomorrow so that we can cover the other topics as well. So we have still SIT, AT, and the other concepts as well. So we'll have a longer session tomorrow probably if everyone is available.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah. Fine. Thank you.
Sir, few doubts, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, while creating BG, no, sir,
Mm,
there will be a, in location,
mm,
there will be a global and internal two
mm,
things there are, no, sir.
correct.
What's the purpose, sir?
The purpose we don't, I mean, we don't have much thing. So local is something that it is internal organization. So internal organization here, meaning that this is between department to department, we can say. So for that, if I want to define this location, probably I'll say this as an internal instead of saying global. So global, we will say this for probably the business group or the wider range of organization. We call it as global. But we don't use this because this is just for reporting purpose. We are having this classification. So widely used is global, but we have option to select for the internal and the global or the bigger organization also.
Okay, sir. Sir, in elements, there are four types, no, sir.
Hmm.
What are the types, sir? For example, customization set, run set, and distribution set.
Customization set.
Yes, sir. There are three types of set now, sir, in element set.
1 minute. You're saying about this one or
Yes, sir.
this one? No.
This one types.
Okay. So type basically you will define based on the requirement. So at what case you will basically use customization is that when you have the requirement wherein so customization is I mean I cannot say this is widely used. So some cases we will use customization. And widely used is run set. So run set is the one that even I'm using it. So apart from that, distribution set and the event module even I haven't used. So as far as I know, so event model is based on the particular transaction that we will create. So if at all I want to segregate based on, let's say, the taxation. So I have 3 or 4 elements that I have it. So based on that, if I want to segregate it, so I can segregate. And distribution is nothing but based on the classification. So classification here is nothing but probably we can say this is an earnings or deductions. So those part also we can include it. So widely used is sunset. So even I haven't used the distribution and the event module. Okay.
Sir.
Mhm.
Sir, another one, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, there's a BG has only one consolidation set.
Correct. Yeah, for
Sir,
BG, we will have only one consolidation set that is created automatically. So if you want to have your own custom rule, you will have to create it separately.
okay, sir. Sir, if it is possible for a BG to have multiple consolidation set.
No, for one BG, we will have only one consolidated set only, no? Will not have
Sir,
multiple.
if it is having three payrolls, sir. Three
Mm.
payrolls.
Mm.
Is it possible for me to have three consolidation set?
If even if it is an three payroll, your business unit is still one. So you will have a single. That's what I'm saying. So system will not generate multiple consolidation set because how this consolidation set will work is that it is based on the people flex field that we are defining. So whatever we are setting up there, so based on that, basically system is generating this consolidation set. So this people flex field which we are defining it for one particular business group. So system will not create multiple consolidation set. So if we want to have multiple set, probably we will have to create it by ourselves. So system will not generate.
So, okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, for tomorrow, can we see some fast formula in detail, sir?
In detail in the sense, how do you want it?
Sir, I want for two elements, can we create a fast formula? For one earnings, for one deduction,
Mm.
for this both, can we create, sir?
Yeah, we can create, not an issue.
Sir, another doubt, sir.
Uh,
Sir, in fast formula, if an considering another BG,
mm.
if consider two organizations, sir, A and B.
Okay.
For A, if I have already created an element, sir, and
Mm.
created a fast formula have been linked with that.
Okay.
B also the same. The element is same, sir. Can we
Okay.
attach the same element to B?
You want to attach this one element that you are creating here for multiple business group.
Yes, sir. Is it possible by querying?
But why do you want to attach one element for both the entities?
Sir, for example, both the elements have same functioning, sir. Same formula can be
Correct.
used for both.
Correct.
So I can whether I can I have already created it. So I
Hmm.
can adjust it to the other no, sir.
No, I mean, there is no restriction in system, but it's not suggested for the reporting purpose and the other things because we are looking at a smaller level. But if you look at wider level, wherein we have the compliance and the other requirements also. So considering that, it is recommended to use in a separate way of handling if at all you have different business group. Because when we say business group, so it is two different countries. Let's say I have business in India and I have business in US. So in this case, what I will do is that I'll create multiple what do you call the elements. So I cannot use the same element. It's not that I cannot use it. It is suggested to use different elements. It because it starting from the reporting to the tax complaints, it is entirely different. Because I'm not going to create two business group for a single country. So when I will use another business group is that when I have operation in another country also. So that is when I will create it. So for that reason, for to avoid those complications, it's suggested to create a separate one instead of having the same thing.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anything else?
Sir, another one, sir.
Yeah. Tell me.
Sir, before defining a payroll,
Mm.
first we have to create elements, sir.
Why?
Sir, before defining a payroll, you have to create element, sir, for each employee.
No, that is not mandatory. I mean, there is no dependency also, but it's suggested to create in sequential order. So that is starting from your business group and then HR job position and these things. And after that, we will define our payment method and the payroll. So after that, you can create it, the elements.
Okay, sir, got it.
Because anyway you need this one, right? So you will create element, but to link with the I mean, if at all you will need to link this particular
Okay,
element,
sir.
you need payroll. Mm,
I got it, sir. Got it.
okay.
Okay, sir.
Anything?
Nothing, sir. We can wind up. We can see tomorrow.
Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.